Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Fantastic. Going to be talking to Martyn Lewis today. Now, when I first saw the guy's name was Martyn Lewis, it reminded me of Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. And I wonder if his parents were big fans. Do you think? Martyn, but it's spelled M-A-R-T-Y-N. Martyn Lewis. He's the author of How Customers Buy and Why They Don't. So I'm excited to chat with him to find that out, because there are times I wonder why people buy things and why people don't buy other things. So I'm fascinated to, kind of learn a little bit. What do you think? Sound like your kind of book, Heidi?
Not really my kind of reading.
See, she likes scary novel kind of books. I like where I'm going to learn something useful. Tony Robbins is the person who we have for a quote for today. We can change our lives. We can do, have, and be exactly what we wish. Tony Robbins. And then Plato has the other quote for today. It says, we can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. So there you go. I like that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day. Heidi, do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. September the 15th, that's Saturday, is National Cleanup Day, National Tackle Kids Cancer Day, National Online Learning Day, National Cheese Toast Day. What?
Cheese toast? Gross.
Is that like grilled cheese? That doesn't make any sense. National Linguine. I suppose like cheese bread. That'd be kind of like cheese toast. There we go. National Felt Hat Day, National Double Cheeseburger Day, National Cream Day Mint Day, Greenpeace Day, National Gymnastics Day, Boys and Girls Club Day for kids. Also, Puppy Mill Awareness Day, Responsible Dog Ownership Day, and National Hug Your Boss Day. Then we get to Sunday, the 16th, National Play-Doh Day, National Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day, National Step Family Day, National Working Parents Day, Mayflower Day, and Wife Appreciation Day. So, Heidi, I will appreciate you.
Hug Your Boss Day and Wife Appreciation Day. I should be getting all sorts of attention.
You're going to get a hug for sure. And some appreciation. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, The Guardian is reporting that Cranberries singer Dolores O'Rourkean accidentally drowned after passing out drunk in a London hotel tub. So this happened a while back, but they were wondering what happened. But they're saying that she passed out drunk in a tub, and that's what happened. So that's really sad.
That is very, very sad.
And I always thought their music was really cool. I just, the Cranberries, they've got some beautiful stuff.
I really wasn't much of a fan.
That's not your kind of thing, but it
not.
is. I do like it. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Police have identified the woman who was caught on video crashing her car in a high-speed chase and attempting to carjack somebody, all with a baby in tow. Yeah. Caitlin Rodriguez has been locked up on child endangerment, possession of a controlled substance, and evading arrest charges since her San Antonio arrest. They said that the helicopter caught the 29-year-old zooming at 100 miles per hour with a kid strapped in the back seat of her car. It was a Mercedes SUV. After they tried to pull her over on outstanding warrants, she crashed her pickup truck and then jumped out and retrieved the baby and the car seat and then fled on foot. She took the car seat, too? Anyway.
I saw this. I saw
did you see
pictures of it, yes.
Anyway, she hopped into a Nissan that she tried to carjack. The police were able to thwart the escape by blocking it. They yanked her out of the vehicle. The baby was not injured, thank goodness. She was taken into Child Protective Services. So sad, sad, sad. But that is what happens when your brain is
here's
on
the thing.
a controlled substance. Yeah, what?
Even somebody fleeing from the law, stealing a car, did not forget her child in the back seat of her car.
That's good news. That's very good news. But that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Amy Schumer is in the news, Heidi. She said in an Instagram post that she thinks Cynthia Nixon lacks the experience that is needed, so she's going to back New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Does that surprise you?
Does anybody really care what Amy Schumer thinks?
Well, somebody apparently does.
About politics. I certainly do not.
He's standing in the booth getting ready to vote. Wait a minute, I better look at her Instagram
I wonder
page.
what Amy Schumer thinks.
Jonathan Scott, star of the hit show Property Brothers. He's one of the brothers on Property Brothers. You like Jonathan Scott?
Yeah, I like them both.
I think he seems like a neat dude.
Yeah.
He says that he turned down the role of The Bachelor this year. They were trying to get him to be The Bachelor, and he said,
I think that was a wise decision.
No. I have a good career going. I've not seen anything good come of that show. Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, that's a good decision.
How about next time I call you, you don't call me? Just saying. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen. It's a portion, just one little tiny piece of the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines. 800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of 80sinthesand.com, and they are almost done with tickets there. So it's coming soon. It's in November, early November. So if you're interested in knowing more, again, the website 80sinthesand.com. I'm super excited to be there. So let's move on. A growing number of YouTube stars, Heidi,
okay,
are describing themselves as lonely and exhausted because stresses of their jobs. Are we lonely and exhausted because we're just too famous to walk outside the doors?
It's horrible.
We go to the grocery store.
We just can't.
There are people asking for signatures all the time, usually on receipts. Went to the restaurant the other day.
That's the beautiful thing about radio. There's no video involved there.
Lady
People don't know what we look like.
Autograph, and then even expected
Although I
a
have
tip.
been recognized in the grocery store by my laugh, and that is a true story.
Yeah,
I've been
recognized.
Heidi?
I've been recognized because of my terrible sense of humor. Wait a minute. Are you John? That joke wasn't funny on the radio either. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here all day. Lionel Richie, he's got a son by the name of Miles, and he is covered in tattoos. 150 tattoos he's got now. If you've ever had a tattoo done, they're somewhat painful, but not like the most painful thing. But I'm just saying, they're not the most painful thing. But here's what they are. If they're done properly, they're a little bit expensive to have that done. I mean, 150 tattoos.
I'm pretty sure his family isn't worried about the cost.
Lionel Richie, I got a feeling, is the one who paid for 150 tattoos on his son. And I wonder, it says here he's a model, so he must be a good-looking kid.
I'm sure he
I don't
is.
know what he is or what he looks like. There's a link. I could click on it if I cared, but I'm not going to. New Yorker is reporting that Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is very competitive. How competitive, Heidi?
How competitive is he?
Oh, thank you for asking. It's not like I had to prompt you for that or anything. Are you playing on Facebook? What are you doing over there? He's so competitive. Again, Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook, is so competitive that he once built a computer program to help him beat a little girl at Scrabble.
What a loser.
She won their first match, and he's like, I'm ready for a rematch, but first let me build a program. What?
Wow.
Just look at a thesaurus or a dictionary or something. Why'd you have to build a computer program for that? And Jimmy Buffett. Not Warren Buffett, the rich dude, but Jimmy Buffett. I don't believe they're really related, but Jimmy always calls him Uncle Warren. But I think that's just a joke. I don't think there's any relation. He recently signed a licensing deal to sell his own brand of marijuana. Do you think that's a good idea?
I think we mentioned that one time before, and no, I don't think that's a good idea.
That's brand new news, so I don't think we've ever talked about it before. You probably read it online. It's maybe a big deal in the marijuana circles that you're in all the time.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Speaking of marijuana, I'm sure that had something to do with this. Taco Bell was voted the best Mexican restaurant in the country. That was a serious...
That is not Mexican
A Harris
food.
poll, a serious, real poll was conducted, and they were voted the best Mexican food. Here's the thing.
By a bunch of gringos that don't know what Mexican food is.
Stop it. The best food and the easiest to get food are two different things.
They're two very different things.
I don't know about the best. And it's not bad. Taco Bell, love you, man, but are you the best Mexican? They laughed when they were putting up the posters. They're like, what? Is this a joke? Harris poll? Didn't they also say that Clinton was going to win the... I think so. What do we know? Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us today, Martyn R. Lewis. He's got a new book called How Customers Buy and Why They Don't. Now, Martyn, let's talk a little bit about your background. First of all, I love your accent. We've had a chance to talk a little bit before we went on the air. Where are you from, sir?
Well, John, it's a pleasure to be here. And, wherever I go in the world, I have an accent. But what you're hearing is the English, which is where I started. And then at the age of about 27, I moved to Canada. Spent 18 years in Canada, which was fantastic, and now 22 years in California.
Well, I love the accent. Now, let's talk about your background and why it was that you decided I need to do this book.
Well, my background through those countries and over many years has been in sales management, marketing management, and then as CEO with several hundred salespeople reporting to me. And sales has been a fascinating thing for me because essentially as a business person, that's what makes the world go round. And more, I saw that salespeople were working hard, working diligently. They may not have been perfect, but they were doing a good job and working hard at it, and yet customers weren't buying. So I had this remarkable idea to actually talk to customers and find out, did they understand the product, and did they understand the value it would bring? Because surely they'd buy if they understood that this was a better mousetrap being offered for less. And my eyes were opened, and this is going back about 18 years ago when we saw repeatedly customers do get what they're being asked to buy. They understand it, they understand the value, but they're not buying. So that began my journey looking into how customers buy and why they don't.
The book is called How Customers Buy and Why They Don't. It's just recently come out. Now, what was the biggest eye-opener for you as you started working on this book and this whole process? Was there anything that kind of just stood out where you said, man, I cannot believe it is that simple?
Well, really pretty much what I was just saying. It's finding out that customers really did get the offering. They did understand the value. So it's like they're being offered $20 for an investment of $8. You buy this for $8 and you're going to get $20 back. And that would have seemed to be such a logical equation that you can convince them that they're really going to get value from investing in this offering, whatever it may be. When I heard customers repeatedly telling me they believed that was the case, that they weren't buying, they deliberately were saying, no, this isn't the right time, or no, there's other factors, that to me was the epiphany. Because up to that point in time, I was seeing sales and marketing as essentially to position my offering, to make sure the customer understood how it would work for them, what value it would deliver to them, and then I was thinking logically they would buy. And when I heard customers again and again saying, yep, we get it, but it isn't the right time, or there's other implications if we go forward with this, we'll have to do this, we'll have to do that. And that, to me, was the epiphany, hearing customers repeatedly saying that they get the offering, but they're deliberately not buying.
I'm looking at some of the things that we're going to discover in the book. Again, it's called How Customers Buy and Why They Don't. 6 elements of the customer buying journey, DNA. Also, stop solving the wrong problems. I can tell you, I've had that happen where, somebody reaches out to me with all the answers, and I'm going, dude, you don't even know the question yet. Another one in here, 5 essential components of the marketing engagement strategy. So when you sat down and started working on this, was it hard to come up with enough to make a book, or did you have to kind of narrow it down to maybe leave some things out to get a book finished?
When they told me that a book is about 280, 300 pages or so, it was kind of, wow, that's a mountain to climb. But we thought we'll just start writing. We'll just start organizing. We saw the book in 3 parts. The first part, kind of understanding how customers buy. The second part, so if that's how customers are buying, what do you do about it? And then the third part, how do you actually implement this? Because we've done this with several hundred companies. So as we started writing, first of all, as I said, I thought 300 pages was going to be very difficult. When we got to about 400, we realized that with editing, we've probably got enough. So it's a very deep topic. We've talked to well over 2,000 organizations and individuals about how they buy. So we found there was more than enough material to put in the book. This is a topic that fascinates me personally, so I'm really excited that you did this. So thank you for taking the time to chat with me, but also thank you for writing the book, Mr. Lewis. John, my absolute pleasure. Thank you. And again, the book is called How Customers Buy and Why They Don't. And our guest today has been the author of that book, Martyn R. Lewis. I'm going to make it easy to find the book. I'll throw a link in the show notes. So if you go to today's page in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com, we'll put a link right there to make it super simple. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are actually more public libraries in the United States than there are McDonald's, which is kind of cool.
That is nice.
Yeah. You think that you see a McDonald's on every corner, but there are a lot of small towns that do have a public library that do not have a McDonald's, so that kind of outweighs the other locations. So that is a very fun fact on this weekend edition of the John and Heidi Show. Again, more public libraries in the United States than there are McDonald's. Thanks for listening this weekend. Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. By the way, we talked about getting rid of this, and we are keeping it because there was a huge outcry of support.
There was. Yes, it was insane.
They unfriended your half of the show, by the way. Mm-hmm. So now we have like half fans on Facebook. They were loving the John and Heidi Show. Now they just like the John part. Okay. And they're mad at you for wanting to get rid of such a wonderful feature. Mm-hmm. So they're shunning you.
I'm sure that's exactly how that
They're
went
listening
down.
to their radio only on one channel, the John channel. Not listening in the other channel, the Heidi channel. So, hey, you want to hear the grandiloquent
Good, they
word?
won't hear my snide comments about your stupid words.
Velacor. That is today's grandiloquent word. Velacor. It is the wistfulness of a secondhand bookshop. What? The wistfulness of a secondhand bookshop needed a word? Velacor. I don't get it.
Sounds like a race on Star Trek.
I don't think so. I think Velacor sounds like an evil character. Like, oh, we almost got away with it, but then we were thwarted by Velacor and his evil fiends. Velacor, Vellichor. Today's grandiloquent word.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Time now for some weird news. An Ohio supermarket worker could face criminal charges after her employer told the police she's been consuming over $9,000 worth of deli meat during the last 5 years that she worked for the business. Why would you have let it go on so long? And then all of a sudden you say, wait a minute, you've been eating this meat all this time. Now you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. According to the sheriff's office, a loss prevention manager from Giant Eagle reported that 36-year-old suspects had been helping herself to slices of ham and salami from the deli counter. And the representative told the police that a tipster reported that this employee ate 3 to 5 slices of deli meat daily and has been doing it since she started working there. The worker allegedly, quote, has been consuming product from the deli in Giant Eagle for over the last 5 years. Sheriff's office says they don't indicate how they calculated how much she'd stolen. They came up with a number, $9,200 worth of ham and salami. When questioned, she said... she confessed to the deli meat pilferage, but did not wish to give a statement. Did you eat all that stuff? Mm-hmm. Are you eating some now? No comment. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh. You know... a neighbor's spat is no longer a neighbor's spat when a chainsaw gets involved.
Oh, boy.
And that is what happened in Florida, of all places.
Wow. What are the
Pasco
odds?
County, Florida. This could have actually been our fake news or Florida. I have so many of them, I'm starting to use them elsewhere. I mean, my cuppeth run over it with stupidness, whatever. So here's what happened. 2 men got into a dispute over the shrubs between their homes. It ended with one of them needing surgery to repair severed tendons in his hand.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it gets better. The chainsaw-wielding man was a 70-year-old. Yeah, you'd know better by 70, wouldn't you?
Oh, my gosh.
Gregory Landecker of Land O'Lakes, Florida, was cutting shrubs on the property that he shares with Jeffrey Zolchi. I don't know if it's got his age in here. But Jeffrey noticed that what was going on. He went out and hugged his bushes. He said, hey, leave these alone. He put his arms around him. That did not deter the man with the chainsaw. He just kept going, and his left hand was hit. He was taken to the hospital, and he said, I didn't mean to cut him. They showed the video, a video showed it was a clear and deliberate act, so they got it on video? Anyway, charged him with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and simple battery. I've got a link to the story. I'm going to have to check tape on this one. It's in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi has to tell me if this is a true story that happened in the great state of Florida, much like one we just heard of a man who chopped another man with a chainsaw because he was hugging his bush, whatever. Or is it something fake, something that was made up by me or one of you just to trick Heidi? I always like those. My favorites are those. So which one should we do, a fake news or a Florida, Heidi? Wait, it wouldn't really work if you got to pick, would it?
No, it wouldn't. You're going to have to choose.
Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. This one right here. A Middle Keys man was arrested after police pulled him over for speeding and found 200 illegal lobsters in his back seat.
Florida.
Fake news or Florida? That is a true story.
I think we just read this story, actually.
I think we did too. So that was kind of a freebie.
Yeah, that one wasn't.
I'm going to do another one because we got so many. I'm going to just try to burn through and maybe I get some fresh ones that way. Because by the time I get to them, stuff happened in like 3 months ago.
News.
Fake news or Florida? A driver's ed instructor was arrested after showing up for a road test drunk. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
No, fake news. That probably happened in your hometown if your dad was helping with driver's ed. All right. Put it in gear. Let's go.
Riding with those kids, you'd almost have to have
Gotta
a
get
few
back to
before
the bar
getting in
before the
car.
game starts. Thanks for listening to Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this is good news. It's brought to you, by the way, courtesy of Odiva. That is a monthly subscription service just for the ladies. Now, guys, if you want to do it too, nobody's going to stop you, but you probably wouldn't have a use for the stuff that's going to come to you.
Bullet wounds.
If you know what I mean. Well, yeah, I suppose. Again, all of the details at radiosavings.com. I just saw another quote from Tony Robbins. I've seen like 5 Tony Robbins quotes lately. I wonder if it's because...
Who's Tony Robbins?
He's a motivational speaker guy. Like he always like pumps you up and makes you feel really good. So I don't know why I've seen so many of those. Maybe it's because I'm always looking at good news. All right, you ready for some good news today, Heidi?
I am ready.
Groundbreaking type 1 diabetes drug has just been tried on the first human patients with no side effects. So... for people who have type 1 diabetes, this is really, really, really good news because they're saying we are one step closer to, actually having a cure. And they've done this now, and they've tested it, and they've tried it, and the first human patient in the world has done it with no side effects, no problems. That is a big deal.
Did it cure the diabetes, or did it just help them?
This is groundbreaking clinical trial. I'm going to look and see here. Help prevent and manage.
Prevent and manage.
Drugs developed. I'm going to look and see. I'm skimming through it because it's a long story. Type 1 diabetes is a serious lifelong condition. Blood glucose levels are too high because the body cannot make a hormone called insulin. I don't know if it cured it. I'm after being monitored for 72 hours, 2 patients showed no side effects. So the result would be people who take this particular thing, they would be able to regrow the insulin making cells in their body. So they would actually be able to start producing their own insulin. I do have a link to the story because I feel really bad for skimming through such an important thing, especially somebody that's maybe suffering from that. And they're like, thanks, John, for telling me nothing. Sorry about that. I have a link in the show notes if you want to read all about it.
I think I probably will go read about that because this is a lifelong drug then, or is it something you just take and then you're fixed?
It's a brand new thing, so I don't know, but all the details in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
That is great news.
Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.